Melania Trump donating 10 Dr. Seuss books to a school in Massachusetts. But the school's librarian rejected the gesture, sending a letter thanking Mrs. Trump for the book, saying our school doesn't need them, and offering her some advice that a lot of people think reads like a dig. The First Lady's office has responded. So let's talk about it. Joining me now, Fox News contributor, syndicated radio host Leslie Marshall, and Fox News contributor Rachel Campos-Duffy. Welcome to both of you.
Good morning,
Thank you.
Shannon.
All right, I want to read a little bit of this letter so people have context, and this is online. Reportedly, the letter from the librarian. She says in part, "You may not be aware of this, but Dr. Seuss is a bit of a cliche, a tired and worn ambassador for children's literature. As First Lady of the United States, you have an incredible platform. Why not go out of your way to gift books to underfunded and underprivileged communities that continue to be marginalized and maligned by policies put in place by Secretary of Education Betsy DeVos? You and your husband have a direct impact on these children's lives. Please make time to learn about and value them." Rachel?
I mean, this is just incredible. There was an article or an op-ed this week in the Wall Street Journal that said the politicization of everything. Indeed, a beautiful letter written by the First Lady with free books to the children, by the way. I don't even know if it was hers to reject or return. These were a gift to the children. But look, everything is political these days. And I think it's a warning to parents that, you know, parenting is not a spectator sport anymore. They're not just trying to indoctrinate our children in colleges. They're doing it at the elementary level, and you can't assume that you know, your kids are getting classic literature. She also provided, by the way, your readers should read this letter. Please Google it. It's absolutely an unbelievable letter. Dr. Seuss is racist. News to me. I've been reading it for 17 years now to my 8 kids. We need to actually stop this silliness. It's gotten to the point of insanity, really.
Okay, the First Lady's office, Stephanie Grisham, her communications director, has responded, Leslie, saying turning the gesture of sending young school children books into something divisive is unfortunate, but the First Lady remains committed to her efforts on behalf of children everywhere. What do you make of this situation?
Well, first of all, I'm from Boston, and I have to say anybody from Boston knows Cambridgeport. It's an extremely wealthy, extremely intellectual community. You're talking Cambridge is the home of Harvard, of MIT, where people don't just have high school diplomas and bachelor's degrees. They have numerous PhDs and 7 to 10 letters after their names. I love Dr. Seuss. My kids read it. I have it at home right now on their bookshelves. However, one of the things I would agree with is this is not an area that needs any donations. This is an extremely wealthy area, and there are books being given by Ivy League universities and private schools and people that have 7-digit paychecks to do that. Quite frankly, although the librarian did make it political, she's within her right. And what I thought was more ridiculous was that the First Lady would even bother to respond. I dare say Laura Bush, a Republican former First Lady who was a librarian, I don't think she would have responded at all. I think she simply would have said, okay,
Leslie,
I'll send the books elsewhere, and moved on.
Leslie, can I ask you, do you think that librarian would have returned those books had they been donated, say, by First Lady Michelle Obama? Do you really believe that that would have happened? Or that she would have sent such a condescending, mean, rude letter?
Well, she may not have sent the letter in a condescending tone. However, she would have returned the books. And I don't think we would have heard about it, Rachel. I don't think we would have talked about it because I don't think we would have heard about it. This administration seems to respond to anybody who doesn't like them or doesn't like what they do.
We got to leave it there. I want to make sure that I say they told the local CBS affiliate there in Boston that the librarian was not authorized to accept or reject donated books on behalf of the school or school district, and that we've counseled the employee on all relevant policies, including the policy against public resources being used for political purposes. We'll tweet out a link to the letter, let people read it for themselves and see what they think. In the meantime, Rachel and Leslie, have a great weekend.
You too,
Shannon. Thank you.